The life you want isn't some distant dream waiting for a lucky break or a sudden miracle. It's not hidden in the stars or behind some magical door that only a chosen few can open. The life you want is already there right in front of you, waiting patiently. But it's hiding behind the habits you refuse to build, the routines you avoid, and the discomfort you shy away from. Habits are the foundation of everything: your success, your failures, your happiness, your health, your relationships. And the brutal truth is this: the life you're chasing will remain a shadow as long as you keep avoiding the habits that create it. Every single day, your choices shape the person you become. The good news is that these choices are within your control. But the hard part is the willingness to embrace the grind, to face the boredom, the resistance, and the pain that come with building new habits. Habits aren't glamorous. They don't offer instant gratification. They are small, invisible acts repeated until they become automatic, until they are so deeply wired in your brain that you don't even think about them anymore. But these small acts add up to massive change, because the person who wins in life is not the one who tries everything once, but the one who commits to the small daily disciplines others won't. Think about it. What habits are you avoiding right now? What habits scare you? Is it waking up early when your bed feels like the safest place on earth? Is it saying no to junk food when comfort is calling your name? Is it dedicating an hour every day to reading, learning, or practicing your craft? Or maybe it's having difficult conversations that scare you, setting boundaries that feel uncomfortable, or taking responsibility for your mistakes instead of blaming circumstances or other people. The life you want lives right behind those uncomfortable doors. Every habit you avoid is a door left unopened. Every habit you build is a key in your hand. This avoidance is not accidental. Your brain is wired to seek comfort, to avoid pain. It's survival at its core. But survival isn't the same as growth. Survival is just the baseline. If you want to thrive, to be unstoppable, to become the person capable of living the life you dream of, you must master discomfort. You must train yourself to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. Because the truth is, the life you want demands more from you. It demands a different version of you. One who shows up even when motivation is gone. One who keeps the promise to themselves when no one is watching. One who invests effort daily even when the results aren't immediate. You might say, but I've tried before and I failed. Failure is inevitable on this path, but it's not final. The only true failure is giving up. Every habit you build starts with small failures. You stumble, you fall off track. You miss a day or two and you think it's over. It's not. The difference between winners and losers is not that winners never fall, but that they get back up every time without making excuses. They don't wait for the perfect day, the perfect mood, or the perfect conditions. They show up anyway, and that's the secret. Consistency beats intensity. A habit isn't about how hard you try for one day, it's about what you do every single day. Now imagine the possibilities if you started today. Imagine waking up every morning and choosing the habits that lead you closer to your dreams instead of the ones that keep you stuck. Imagine the power of discipline over distraction, focus over fleeting pleasure, and action over procrastination. That's the life waiting for you right behind the door of habit. This isn't about radical overnight change, it's about incremental progress. Don't overwhelm yourself by trying to change everything at once. Choose one habit, one small action, and commit to it. Make it non-negotiable. Protect it with your life. When it becomes part of your identity, add another. This is how empires are built. This is how greatness is forged in the furnace of daily discipline. Don't fool yourself into thinking you need motivation to start. Motivation is fickle and unreliable. Discipline is what carries you when motivation fades. The life you want demands discipline because it's hiding behind effort and persistence. It's waiting for you to show up for yourself day after day, long after the excitement wears off. Ask yourself this right now. Which habit have I been avoiding that is holding me back? Which habit can I start today that will bring me closer to the life I want? Write it down. Visualize the future you want with those habits in place. Feel the pride, the confidence, the joy of becoming that person. Then get up and do the first small step. Remember, the hardest part is starting, but every journey begins with a single step. The life you want is not a lottery ticket, it's a result of the habits you build and protect fiercely. Don't waste another day avoiding what's uncomfortable. Step through that door of resistance. The world belongs to those who decide to do what others won't. So right now, before you scroll away or get distracted by something easier, make a promise to yourself. I will no longer avoid the habits that build my future. I will embrace the discomfort because I know the life I want is on the other side. And I will keep going no matter what. Your future self is waiting, and they're counting on you. Don't let them down. The life you want is not hiding in some far-off place or locked behind complicated mysteries. It's hidden in the daily actions you refuse to take, in the habits you avoid because they feel uncomfortable, inconvenient, or challenging. Habits are the invisible architecture of your destiny, the steady bricks that build the reality you live in. When you avoid forming certain habits, those habits that demand discipline, patience, and consistency, you are, in fact, keeping yourself stuck in a loop of the same results, the same frustrations, and the same limits. The harsh truth is that no matter how much you wish for change, the change will not come unless you step into the discomfort of habit building. Every habit you avoid is a wall standing between you and the life you dream of. Think about this. Every successful person you admire is where they are because of the habits they cultivated. Not luck, not talent alone, but habits repeated day after day. They embraced early mornings, rigorous learning, deliberate practice, and unshakable focus. They said yes to the uncomfortable and no to the distractions that most people gladly surrender to. Meanwhile, you might be caught in a cycle of procrastination, chasing fleeting pleasures, or waiting for motivation that rarely arrives. This is where your life stalls. Because the moment you start avoiding the small, often tedious actions that build your future, you effectively choose stagnation. You choose the life you have over the life you want. This avoidance is natural. Your brain is wired to conserve energy and seek comfort, but growth demands sacrifice. The habits that matter, the ones that lead to success, health, and fulfillment, are the very habits that challenge your comfort zone. Waking up early when your bed feels like the safest place, saying no to junk food when cravings scream for instant gratification, dedicating time to personal growth when distractions and fatigue threaten to pull you away, these are the moments that define your future. Avoiding these moments means you stay trapped in old patterns. You're giving permission for your dreams to remain out of reach. But here's the key. Every small action compounds. A single day of discipline doesn't change your life, but a single day missed doesn't break it either. What matters is your return, your refusal to quit just because the work is hard. Success is not a dramatic explosion, but a slow, steady burn, fueled by daily habits. The life you want is a result of these habits layered over time. Consistency creates momentum. Momentum creates results. But if you keep avoiding, every day adds a brick to the wall between you and your potential. Let's talk about what it really takes. Habits require sacrifice. Sacrificing short-term pleasure for long-term gain, sacrificing laziness for effort, sacrificing excuses for action. The first steps are always the hardest because they demand that you confront your own resistance. You might feel tired, unmotivated, or doubtful. You might ask yourself why you should bother when progress seems invisible and slow. But that is precisely why habits must be formed in spite of those feelings, not because of them. You don't wait to feel like doing the work. You do the work until you feel like it. Discipline is the bridge between goals and achievement, and it's built on choosing the habit over the momentary discomfort every single day. What habits are you avoiding right now? Maybe it's waking up early to start your day with purpose. Maybe it's cutting out distractions that steal your time and attention. Maybe it's investing in learning skills that will elevate your value. Or maybe it's being honest with yourself about your shortcomings and committing to improvement. Whatever it is, understand that this avoidance is costing you more than you realize. The cost is your potential, your progress, your happiness, and ultimately your future. Every moment you choose avoidance, you reinforce a version of yourself that is comfortable with mediocrity, stuck in a cycle that never fulfills. The life you want demands that you face the hard truths about yourself and your habits. It demands that you trade comfort for growth, excuses for accountability, and fleeting pleasure for meaningful progress. The path forward is not glamorous or easy, but it is simple. Start where you are, use what you have, and do what you can. Choose one habit that moves you forward. Protect it fiercely. Do it even when you don't feel like it. Do it especially when you don't feel like it, because that's the moment when character is built, when the difference between those who dream and those who achieve becomes clear. It's not about perfection, it's about persistence. It's not about giant leaps, but steady steps. The life you want isn't a prize reserved for the lucky few. It is the reward for the consistent few who decide to do the work every single day. It is hidden behind the habits you're avoiding, and it will only reveal itself when you decide to face those habits head on and refuse to turn back. So stop looking for shortcuts and quick fixes. Stop waiting for motivation or the perfect time. The time is now. The life you want is waiting for you behind the habits you're avoiding. Open that door, walk through it, and never look back. Every moment you delay building those habits, you're allowing old patterns to strengthen their grip. It's easy to convince yourself that change will come tomorrow or next week, but tomorrow never arrives until you make a move today. Habit building isn't a single event. It's a process that demands relentless commitment over weeks, months, and years. And the longer you avoid, the harder it becomes to break free from the cycle of procrastination and self-doubt. Your brain becomes comfortable with the status quo, and every new habit you avoid deepens the rut you're stuck in. But here's what most people fail to realize. The life you want is not some distant prize. It's the natural outcome of who you become through your daily choices. If you want a life of health, success, or peace, you must become a person who consistently chooses the habits that create those realities. And this transformation is not a giant leap, but a series of small, deliberate decisions, repeated so often they become part of your identity. When you look in the mirror, the reflection you see is the sum total of your habits. So ask yourself, is that reflection the person you want to be? If not, then the work starts here in the habits you're willing to build today. It's also important to understand that avoiding habits is often a defense mechanism against fear. Fear of failure, fear of discomfort, or fear of change. But fear is a liar. It convinces you that the pain of growth is unbearable, when in reality the pain of stagnation is far worse. Imagine living a life where you never challenge yourself, where you settle for less than you're capable of, where you look back years from now wishing you had started earlier. That regret will weigh heavier than any discomfort you feel. Building new habits today. Growth requires sacrifice, but it also brings freedom. The freedom to live intentionally, to pursue your goals with clarity and purpose. Each habit you adopt is a step toward that freedom, a brick in the foundation of the life you want. And it's not just about discipline, it's about vision. You must see clearly the future you're building, the version of yourself that embodies those habits, and hold on to that vision when the struggle gets real. The stronger your vision, the easier it becomes to overcome the resistance to new habits. Don't underestimate the power of small wins. Celebrating the simple act of following through with a habit today fuels your confidence and motivation to keep going. It proves to yourself that you're capable, that progress is possible, and that your future self is worth the effort. These small victories accumulate, creating a momentum that carries you forward even when the journey feels long or difficult. But momentum requires consistency. Missing one day isn't failure. Giving up after missing a day is. So be kind to yourself, but ruthless in your commitment. Build a system that supports your habits. Remove distractions, create reminders, and surround yourself with people who encourage growth. This environment becomes the soil where new habits take root and flourish. Remember, the life you want is not reserved for the extraordinary. It's for the ordinary person willing to do the extra work. The difference between those who achieve their dreams and those who don't is not luck, timing, or circumstance. It's the habits they refuse to avoid. It's the choice to push through discomfort, to say yes to discipline, and to prioritize long-term growth over short-term comfort. So now is the moment to decide. Will you keep avoiding the habits that hold your life hostage, or will you step into the challenge, embrace the discomfort, and claim the future waiting for you? The door is open. The path is clear. All that's left is for you to walk through it. No matter how tempting it is to stay in your comfort zone, remember that comfort is a slow death for your dreams. It lulls you into complacency, whispering that this is enough, when deep down you know it's not. The habits you avoid are often the very ones that stretch you, that demand effort beyond your current limits, that force you to confront your weaknesses. But it is through this stretching, this tension, that growth occurs. Muscles grow when they are pushed beyond what they're used to, and so does your character. The life you want is forged in these moments of resistance, not ease. The first step in breaking free from avoidance is awareness. You must become brutally honest about which habits you're neglecting and why. Maybe it's fear of failure, or maybe it's the discomfort of change. Maybe you're overwhelmed by how big the task seems, or maybe you're caught in the trap of I'll do it later. Naming these obstacles removes their power. When you shine a light on avoidance, you begin to take control. You see that avoidance is not your identity, it's a habit itself, one that can be changed. Next, you must take deliberate action. Action is the antidote to avoidance. Even the smallest step forward cracks the wall of resistance. Don't wait until you feel ready, because that day might never come. Do it scared, do it tired, do it imperfectly, but do it. Each action rewires your brain, making the habit easier next time. It builds confidence and momentum. Over time, what once felt impossible becomes natural. The discomfort shrinks because your mind adapts, and you transform from someone who avoids into someone who overcomes. It's also crucial to replace old habits with new, constructive ones. Habits don't simply disappear, they get replaced. When you avoid building good habits, old, unproductive ones fill the space. This is why it's not enough to say, I want to change. You must decide what you will do differently and commit to it. Whether it's setting a morning routine, exercising regularly, reading daily, or practicing gratitude, choose habits that align with your vision and start integrating them into your life. Replace avoidance with action, distraction with focus, fear with courage. Remember that transformation isn't linear. There will be setbacks, days when motivation wanes, and times when you feel like giving up. This is normal and expected. What separates those who reach their dreams from those who don't is resilience, the ability to keep moving forward despite obstacles. When you fall, get up. When you fail, learn. When you're discouraged, remind yourself why you started. Your future depends on your persistence, on your refusal to let temporary discomfort dictate your destiny. Finally, surround yourself with support. Habits are easier to form when you have a community, mentors, or accountability partners encouraging you. Isolation breeds avoidance because it leaves you vulnerable to excuses and doubts. Seek out those who challenge you, inspire you, and hold you to your commitments. Share your goals, your struggles, and your progress. Together you create an environment where growth becomes inevitable. The life you want is not a fantasy. It's waiting on the other side of the habits you're avoiding right now. The door is wide open, but only those willing to walk through it will experience the freedom, success, and fulfillment that come with it. You have the power to change your trajectory, not by waiting for the perfect moment or perfect feeling, but by taking imperfect action consistently. Step forward. Build the habits that scare you. Own the process, because the life you want is not hiding somewhere far away. It's waiting patiently behind the habits you've been too afraid to embrace. Every day you delay embracing those vital habits, you reinforce the chains holding you back. It's easy to convince yourself that change will happen soon or when the time is right, but time itself is indifferent. It moves forward regardless of your readiness. Waiting for the perfect moment is a trap, a way to avoid the discomfort that growth demands. The truth is, growth begins the moment you decide to stop avoiding and start doing. You don't need motivation to begin. Motivation follows action. The first step, however small, breaks inertia and sets you on a path toward transformation. Building life-changing habits requires patience and forgiveness. You won't be perfect. You will falter, lose focus, and face setbacks. But these are not reasons to quit. They are part of the process. What matters most is your ability to recommit each day. Each time you get back on track, you strengthen your resilience and deepen your commitment. Habits are formed through repetition and persistence, not through flawless execution. Understand that mastery is the sum of many imperfect attempts. It's also crucial to reframe your mindset about discomfort. Discomfort is not the enemy. It is a signal that you are stretching beyond your comfort zone and growing. When you avoid discomfort, you avoid growth. The habits you resist are those that push you to evolve mentally, physically, and emotionally. If you want the life you envision, you must welcome discomfort as a teacher, not a tormentor. Learn to sit with it, embrace it, and allow it to guide you to new levels of strength and clarity. The life you want also demands you align your environment with your goals. Habits do not form in a vacuum. the people you spend time with, the places you frequent, and the distractions you tolerate all influence your ability to build and sustain good habits. To unlock the life you desire, curate your surroundings carefully. Remove temptations, surround yourself with inspiration, and build routines that support your chosen habits. Make the right habits easier and the wrong habits harder. Finally, remind yourself daily why the habits matter. Clarity of purpose fuels commitment. When you link a habit to a deeper why, whether it's freedom, security, legacy, or self-respect, you create an unbreakable drive to keep going. The life you want is not just about what you do, it's about who you become through those actions. Every habit you build crafts your identity. You're not just someone trying to change. You're becoming the person capable of living the life you've always dreamed of. This journey will not be easy, but it will be worth it. The life you want waits patiently behind the habits you've been avoiding. Step forward, embrace the challenge, and claim it. The process of building these habits is a battle fought in the quiet moments when no one is watching, when motivation fades, and when your mind whispers doubts and excuses. It's in those moments that character is forged. The life you want demands that you show up consistently, even when you don't feel like it, even when the results seem invisible. Because what you do repeatedly day after day forms the very essence of who you become. These habits mold your mindset, shape your discipline, and build the foundation upon which your dreams stand. It's essential to understand that habits are not just actions, they are decisions about your identity. When you decide to wake up early, you become someone who respects time and values productivity. When you commit to learning daily, you become a person dedicated to growth and mastery. When you prioritize health, you become someone who honors their body and mind. Each habit is a statement about the kind of person you are and the life you're building. The more habits you embrace, the clearer your identity becomes, and the easier it is to maintain those habits because they become part of who you are. Avoidance of these habits is a sign of an internal conflict between who you are now and who you want to be. This tension is uncomfortable, but it is also necessary. It's a signal that growth is happening even if you don't see it yet. Instead of running from this discomfort, lean into it. Use it as fuel to push yourself further. The life you want is not handed to you. It is earned through this discomfort, through the daily choices that seem small but accumulate into extraordinary transformation. Remember, no one else can build these habits for you. No mentor, no book, no course will do the work for your mind and body. The power lies within your ability to choose, to commit, and to act. Your future self is counting on you to make these choices today. Imagine that person stronger, wiser, more disciplined, living the life you dream of. That person is created by the habits you cultivate now. Every time you avoid them, you delay becoming that person. Every time you embrace them, you move closer. There will be times when the old you fights back fiercely, whispering lies about why you can't, won't, or shouldn't change. This resistance is normal. It's your brain protecting the familiar, the safe, the easy, but you have the power to override it. You can rewrite your story by consciously choosing action over avoidance. This is how new habits are formed, through repeated, deliberate choices that break the hold of old patterns. In the end, the life you want is a reflection of the habits you build. The door to that life is right in front of you, waiting for you to turn the handle. The key is in your hands. The habits you've been avoiding are that key. You can choose to keep them locked away and remain where you are, or you can step forward, face the discomfort, and unlock the extraordinary life that awaits. This journey is yours alone to take. No one else can live your life or make these changes for you. But know this, the moment you decide to embrace the habits you've been avoiding, you begin to reclaim your power, rewrite your story, and step into the life you truly deserve. This transformation isn't about radical leaps or overnight success. It's about steadfast commitment to the small, consistent actions that others overlook or dismiss. It's the daily choosing of what's difficult over what's easy, of long-term fulfillment over short-term pleasure. Each habit you form chips away at the barriers holding you back, gradually unveiling the person you were always meant to be. The life you desire is not an accident, it is the natural result of the choices you make repeatedly, the habits you nurture without fail. Sometimes you might feel overwhelmed by the magnitude of change required. You might wonder if you have what it takes to keep going when the initial excitement fades. This doubt is normal, but it's precisely in those moments that your commitment is tested and strengthened. Remember, consistency doesn't demand perfection. It demands persistence. It demands that you return to the habit day after day, regardless of setbacks or distractions. The difference between failure and success lies in your ability to continue when giving up seems easier. Your environment, your support system, and your mindset all play critical roles in this journey. Seek out people who inspire and challenge you, who hold you accountable, and who celebrate your progress. Cultivate surroundings that minimize temptation and maximize focus. Align your daily routines with your goals so that positive habits become the default, not the exception. By shaping your external world to support your internal growth, you create a powerful synergy that accelerates transformation. Above all, cultivate patience and self-compassion. Change takes time, and progress is often invisible until it accumulates into a visible transformation. Don't be discouraged by temporary setbacks or slow progress. Instead, honor the effort you invest each day. Celebrate your wins, no matter how small, because these victories build momentum and reinforce your identity as someone committed to growth. Ultimately, the life you want is waiting for you behind the habits you've been avoiding. It's not locked away by luck or circumstance. It's accessible through deliberate action, relentless consistency, and the courage to embrace discomfort. You have the power to unlock that door. The question is, will you? Will you face the habits you've been avoiding and step into the life you deserve? Or will you continue to let avoidance keep your dreams just out of reach? The choice is yours, and every choice you make today shapes the reality you'll live tomorrow.